Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, September 30th, 2021. My name is Karen Bodenschatz. I serve as Associate Pastor at First Lutheran Church in Onalaska, Wisconsin, and this is my morning musing. So on Tuesday, I talked about the need to be curious and to listen and to be honest with ourselves and lean into being uncomfortable. And I was mostly talking about how do we move about this world as we seek to be more anti-racist, but that can be for anything. And I began to think about why it is that I'm so passionate about these things. And I'm also in the midst of preparing for a class, a 4-week class that I'm going to be doing in the month of October on values. What are our values? Why are they important? How do they help us make decisions and create the life that we've always wanted? Or not necessarily the life we've always wanted, but a really rich and beautiful life. I think that all begins in understanding our core values. So I've been thinking about my own and how I'm going to teach this class and why I'm driven to do the things that I do. And that's primarily because my most core value, the thing that drives me the most, is to love all people. And that shouldn't surprise any of you. I mean, y'all should be just rolling your eyes like, of course. But that also, underneath all of that falls the core values that I've kind of known about and held throughout my life, which is integrity and spirituality, adventure and fun. Those three have kind of been a part of me and my awareness, and I have condensed that into love all people, but I can't do that if I don't have these other things. And so those values help me make decisions and really move me forward to grow, and to lean into the uncomfortable, because for me, the question is, am I loving all people when I behave this way? Or am I loving all people when I think this way about a group of people? And so that shapes mostly at this moment in my life, what I'm reading, what I'm studying, how I'm preaching, how I'm considering what it means for us as a faith community at First Lutheran to come back together in a world that seems even more divided than it was a year and a half ago when we stopped worshiping together. And so really pondering that, and the Spirit is, she's not letting me go in really trying to figure out how to be a follower of Jesus and follow the mandate to love all people. I will tell you that one of the things that I've learned one of the things I've come to awareness of, I think I've learned this a long time ago, but is that in order for me to love all people, it has to start with myself and loving myself and coming to know me as a self, as a whole self. And that is created in God's image, and that God has given me the gifts that I have and that I can use in this world so that I can love all people. Another way to put this, that I think this is what finally jarred me into understanding this more deeply, is when I was taking some classes through the King Center on nonviolence and the way of nonviolence. And one of my teachers said, I think I've probably shared this with you all, but she said, the way of nonviolence begins with us. And she didn't necessarily mean like nonviolence begins with me and, it has to start with the individual and then it spreads, which is true, but that the ways that we are with ourselves need to be nonviolent before we can be nonviolent to others. That really knocked me back a little bit as I began to think about the self-talk that I do to myself sometimes, or the ways that I am self-deprecating, or non-believing, all the things that we normally do to ourselves to make ourselves maybe seem less or humble, that actually could be in some ways violent to our own selves. So in pondering my values, I have made changes in my life and continue to do that with the help of my coaches and my therapist and my doctor and my friends and my family. It takes a whole village, y'all, and you all know that. But I encourage you to join us as we dig into what core values are and how we can use them to guide our decisions and help us to create the world that we want, or at least our own little pocket of it. So I hope to see you next Monday. We start at 7 o'clock at the church in person with masks, sadly, but that's the way we are right now. Let's dig in and see what God has to reveal to us through this particular avenue. Until then, friends, be well, be kind, for Christ is with you.